Death Reunites by Tessa Malfoy, the Unknown Twin. June 1996. Sirius! The cry of the teenage boy rang through the strange room in the ministry. All Remus could do was grab Harry and hold him back from running after the mail. His mind was shutting down, body going into shock. Harry, you... His voice cut off when he heard a cackle. Harry shoved Remus back, running out of the room as the yells of, "I killed Sirius Black," ran through his ears. They were probably echoing through the room, but the words bounced around in his head. He couldn't hear anything else. All the people in the room probably continued around him, but Remus had just lost the last of his friends from school. Of course Sirius Black wasn't just his friend. Remus dropped to his knees once Harry was long gone and wouldn't see his weakness. He held a hand to his chest as he cried, breaking down in the mostly empty room. He clenched his eyes shut as a heart-wrenching sob was torn from the werewolf's chest, and any onlookers in the room would think the wolf had just lost his mate. But that is just what happened. For Remus Lupin and Sirius Black had been together since as long as they could remember. The two had been there for each other, been more than just friends. Of course, it had taken years for the two to realize that they loved each other. Moony, Pads. I know, I love you too. Two forms pressed together in a comforting embrace. Tears were falling to the floor. It wasn't until one dropped on his hand that he looked up, another memory coming to mind. Moony, we might not survive this war. If we are separated, I want you to move on. Be happy for as long as you can be. I don't want... Lips pressed to Sirius's, cutting his words off. Padfoot, I don't want to hear it. I wish we didn't even have to think like that. But you know I feel the same. However, if I lose you, I'll never love another man, the male swore. Well, no one said it had to be a male, Moony. I never took you as one who would care who you... The male was once more cut off by a kiss. This time, the kiss was more passionate. May 1st, 1998. The Lupin family, a small family of three, sat in the living room of Andromeda Tonks with their newborn baby. At the moment, the child's hair was changing mainly every 5 minutes. However, his appearance stopped on a scraggly brown, almost black hair, and bluish-grey eyes. Remus bit his lip, forcing back pain at the familiarities to a face he used to know better than anyone else. He shut his eyes and a face floated into his vision. He swallowed hard and stood, turning away. Andromeda and Nymphadora shared looks. "Remus, are you okay?" Andromeda asked. "Oh, I'm quite all right," he lied through his teeth, before walking out of the room. He went outside, walking into the garden, and towards a pond. He looked down at his reflection, eyes deceiving him into showing him what he wanted to see. A smiling Sirius hugging him from behind. Remus sank to his knees, feeling emotions he'd been trying to push away the last almost 2 years. He shut his eyes, wishing away the tears he knew would fall at any moment. Remus? It's him, isn't it? I could tell. You really miss him. Tonks's voice said from somewhere behind him. She knew about Remus and Sirius. He had told her before they got married. He didn't want to keep it from her. It wouldn't have felt right. The next day, after the final battle, Remus stood, looking at the hall, rows upon rows of people on the floor, dead. It was horrible, and many of their deaths pointless. They hadn't needed to die. He walked down the rows. People didn't notice him. Remus smiled sadly when he saw Harry leaning over a dead body. It was his dead body. Remus looked at Tonks, who was lying next to him. Their hands had been clasped. A hand on the shoulder of the ghost, or shadow, made him break out of his musings. Remus Lupin turned around and smiled when he saw his friends, Lily, James, and Sirius, and they all smiled at him. He was home once more. His smile widened and he threw his arms around the male. He could feel him again. Pads, Shh, Moony. I know. I love you too, Sirius said, taking the words Remus had said to him just about 2 years ago. Sirius leaned forward, pressing a kiss to his lips. Even in death, the two lovers were reunited.